Well, hey there, fellow gaijin. I'm just about to hike Mount Fuji. Why don't you come along?
ただいま富士山は閉山中です。
Mount Fuji is closed. でも、あれはあの外国人は何をやっているんだ Let's see what Japanese people really think about this. 皆さんおはようございます。こんにちは、こんばんは。Welcome to a brand new series I'm just starting out called コメント乱闘。Now, コメント乱闘 is a play on words between コメント乱 and 乱闘, meaning the comment section and battle. So we've got a battle in the comment section. So let's learn some Japanese as we hear what Japanese people really think of annoying foreigners. And while most of my content on this channel is very family friendly, this one might get a little bit spicy at times, so just be warned. Please stick around to the very end as things get really interesting. スタッフはなぜその場でしなかったのか Why didn't the staff member right then and there?And on that note, この動画において紹介されるコメントには過激な内容を含む可能性があり、あくまでネタとして紹介されております。コメントのすべては投稿した本人の意見であり、決して私自身やとりあえず日本語の誰の意見でもありませんのでご了承ください。さて諸君、We have a little bit of an issue on our hands. Believe it or not, there are foreigners in Japan who are not obeying the rules. For the next couple of weeks, Mount Fuji is still closed for the winter season. But that doesn't stop some foreigners who've come to hike the mountain anyway.So the video we'll be looking at the comments section from is by this video from FNN Prime Online, a news organization. And the first part of our title is 閉山中でも次々と. So 次々と means over and over and over again. They keep coming. And then 閉山中, the mountain is closed. でも, even though. So even though the mountain is closed, they keep coming.Now, some of these comments will break down in detail, going over grammar and vocab, and others will just very briefly go over them. So, for our first comment, we have 閉山中の救助はなしにすればよい. Why don't we just not save them if the mountain is closed? 閉山中. So this, looking at the kanji, we know this is closed, mountain, and then in the middle,or in a certain period. So 閉山中 while the mountain is closed. No, something of while the mountain is closed. 救助 Kyujo is saving someone like who's in distress or needs help. So saving someone while the mountain is closed. Wa, it's our main topic or framework here. Nashi. So nashi is basically the noun form of nai, to not exist. So not have it anymore. And then nashi ni suru. So this is a phrase that we can use to say make something go away or get rid of something. And then we take that suru, and in order to attach ba to it, we go sureba. And the ba form means if. So if we do this thing. But then also if we have ba form with yoi or e, so this yoi is just like ii desu ne. This is like an older form, sounds a little flowerier. This yoi. So sureba yoi, this is giving advice. Why don't, if we did this, it would be good, right? And what would it be good if we got rid of? It would be great if we got rid of saving people while the mountain is closed, because it's their own dang fault for going in there. 入国管理官の審査がざる. The inspections from the immigrations administrators are like a colander, as in just like when you put water in a colander, all the water slips through. Their inspections at the immigration office are like that. They let all the bad people through. いや、登山を強行しましたじゃなくて、不法侵入で通報できないのかな? Now this is referring to the reporter that was there just videoing them and saying, hey, you're not supposed to go. Didn't stop them or call the cops. He just said, oh, they just went. Yeah. No. Saying something is wrong. 登山. So 登山 is going to be climbing the mountain. 登山を強行しました. So 登山を, we're going to do something to 登山 mountain climbing, and this is 強行. So if you look at the kanji, forcibly go. So kind of force your way into somewhere, right? And then 強行する, and then that する is being put in the past tense with mas form しました. So they forced their way in to climb the mountain. 登山を強行しました. じゃなくて. This comes from じゃない. And we put it in the te form. So when you want to say it's not that, it is something else, instead of just saying じゃないです or じゃない, we use the te form of じゃない to say, hey, we're not done with our sentence. So, いや、登山を強行しましたじゃなくて. So, no, it's not. They forced their way in to climb the mountain. And a lot of times you can use this じゃなくて to be like, no, that's not what you should be doing. You should be doing something better, right? And then that what they should be doing is 不法侵入で通報できないのかな? So 不法侵入 is 侵入 is kind of like trespassing, and then 不法 is illegal. So 不法侵入 illegal trespassing で by means of or due to, because they are illegally trespassing. 通報 would be like to report, like to call a police officer on someone. We use 通報 here. できないのかな? This できない here is the verb できる to be able to in the negative. So can't you? And then のかな? This のかな is kind of like you're thinking to yourself. You're like, isn't that the way it should be? Right. So いや、登山を強行しましたじゃなくて. No, you shouldn't be saying, oh, they forced their way to climb the mountain. Can you not report them to the police for illegal trespassing? And this no kana is kind of a passive aggressive way to be like, can't you do that? 万が一救助要請する場合は、山開きした後救助に向かうことにすればよい. So even if they request aid, why don't we just make it so that we go to save them after the mountain opens? 遭難しても助けないし、助けるなら有料で。そう、遭難しても。遭難する is to get in an accident or be in distress. 遭難する. And then we use ても. This is kind of a grammar. The て form of the verb with も means even if this thing happens. So 遭難しても. Even if they get in an accident or get in trouble. 助けないし. So 助けない. Comes from 助ける, our verb to help. 助けない, not help. And then し, giving reasons for something. So it's not like we're going to help you even if you get in trouble. And 助けるなら. So 助ける, once again, to help. And なら, if you are going to help, 有料で. So 有料 is the opposite of 無料, which is charge. And then で, that's how we're going to do it, our means of doing it. So even if you get in trouble, we're not going to help you. And if we are going to help you, we're going to charge you for it. 法律が甘いからこうなる. This happens because the laws are too forgiving. The interesting thing here, 甘い literally means sweet, but you can also use 甘い when you're talking about something being too forgiving or too kind, too nice, too soft. So here, 法律が甘い. The laws are too forgiving, too nice. これここ数年ずっと問題になってんのになぜ改善されないの? 救助活動や管理してる人たちは気の毒すぎる. これここ数年ずっと問題になってるのに. So これ and ここ, これ this, ここ here, this here, 数年. So this is a number of years, for a number of years. ずっと the whole time. 問題 an issue or problem. Then 問題になる to become an issue or problem. And then we're putting that in the ている form here. But a lot of times when you're saying things, you can drop this e. So 問題になってる. It is being an issue right now, right? So これここ数年ずっと問題になってる. This has been an issue for many years here. のに even though it's been an issue for many years here, なぜ why 改善されないの? So 改善する is to for something to improve, sorry. And then we use the passive form. So 改善する is to improve. 改善される to be improved. 改善されない it's in the negative. 改善されない why is this not improved or made better? Why is this issue not getting any better? No, and then this no is a certain way we can ask a question, like asking about a situation. Why is this still not getting any better? And then 救助活動 so 救助 is going to be saving people or assisting, relief, aid. 活動 and then this is activities. Yeah. So we're listing two things here, but also including other things. So 管理してる once again this ている is being shortened to てる here. So performing life-saving activities and managing 人たち so 人 is person, 人たち multiple people, and then this is what people were talking about 救助活動や管理してる人たち so the people who are doing the rescue activities and managing this place が and these people are with our ga telling us they're gonna do something or be something 気の毒 Kinodoku means you feel bad for someone. It's like doku is poison to your spirit, like you feel so much pity, you feel bad for someone. Kinodoku sugiru. Sugiru we add on to kinodoku to mean like it's way too much. I feel way too bad for the people who have to go save these people and manage this site. So this has been an issue for many years in this place. Why is it still not getting any better? I feel so bad for the people who are saving these people and managing this place. いや、もうやめた方がいいよ、ガイド。Nah, you really should quit being a guide already. Now this is referring to our Spanish mountain guide who thinks she's above the rules. So yeah, you probably shouldn't be a mountain guide anymore, should you? このスペイン人の山岳ガイドは閉山期間を知らずに連れてきたんなら、ガイドとしてはかなり質が低いのではこのスペイン人の山岳ガイド So この this one スペイン人 is Spanish. We got Spain, the country, and then jin, the person from that country, Spanish. No, so we're using that to describe a certain person. 山岳ガイド So 山岳ガイド is a mountain guide, mountaineer maybe, but particularly a guide type. So this Spanish mountain guide. So if you watch the video, there's a Spanish mountain guide. She's the one that says like, this is a mountain I must climb. And she's bringing someone else and guiding them on Fuji-san or Mount Fuji. And then that's our main topic here with wa. So このスペイン人の山岳ガイドは閉山期間。閉山 is closed mountain. Kikan is the period, so the period of time while the mountain is closed. O shirazu ni. So this is shiru here, to know something. And what are we knowing? That is going to be marked by our o, because it tells us that the object is the time or the period when it is closed. And then shiru, to know, we're using shirazu ni. So this zu or zuni is a grammar meaning without doing this. So without knowing that the mountain, this period of the mountain being closed. Then we have a verb following that. 連れてきたんなら. So 連れてくる is to bring someone. We're putting that in the past tense. So it goes to 連れてきた. And then this is a colloquial or spoken form of no. So that kind of tells us this is our situation. And then nara is once again an if. So if this Spanish mountain guide brought someone without knowing that the mountain was closed, ガイドとして. So として following a noun is like as this noun. So ガイドとして as a guide. ガイドとしては our main topic. かなり significantly or pretty or a lot. 質が低いのではSo 質 is quality. And what about the quality? This quality is going to do or be something with が質が低い。低い means to be low. So 質が低い pretty low quality, not very good. And then this のでは is kind of a shortened form of のではないかな, a negative, right? So it's kind of like, is she not? Right? So if she brought someone without knowing that the mountain was going to be closed, don't you think this のでは, yeah, that's kind of what this のでは is. Don't you think she is a pretty bad guide? ルールを守れない人は登山家だろうが何だろうが犯罪者です。犯罪者に自治体が支払うのはおかしいと思います。Doesn't matter if you're a mountain climber or anything else. People who don't obey the rules are criminals. I think it's ridiculous that local governments are paying criminals. Now, in context, this is paying to help save criminals who don't obey the rules and get stuck in the mountains, and then they have to go save them, right? 私が登るべき山。何様だよ。So this is the quote that Spanish mountain guide said. 私が、so 私みが、I'm gonna do something. The verb is 登る to climb. 登るべき, if we add べき onto a verb, this is must do this. And then 山. We connect that all to the noun. So a mountain that I must climb. 私が登るべき山. This is a quote that she said. She said, Fuji-san is a mountain that I must climb. So this is her quote. I must climb this mountain. 何様だよ. So 何様. What in the heck, or who in the heck do you think you are? We're adding the honorific sama onto nani. Who in the heck do you think you are? The sama is normally an honorific, but you can use it sarcastically, like, come on, all high and mighty you, right? And dayo, right? Just kind of add some emphasis there. 何様だよ. Who the heck do you think you are? 登山する方も悪いけど、バリケードも簡易すぎる。Obviously, the people who are climbing the mountains are in the wrong here, but the barricade is also way too simple. 100歩譲って閉山中に登るのはいいとして、遭難の際は実費で救援を呼ぶか死ぬか選んでほしい。100歩。So we have 100 followed by a counter 歩 or 歩 for steps. So 100 steps. 100歩譲って。This is 譲る to give in, to let someone have something in the te form. So let them have 100 steps. It's kind of like give them a little bit of leeway, actually quite a bit of leeway, right? 一歩譲る to let them have one step would still be letting them have something, but 100歩譲って why don't we just let them do this? And then 閉山中に閉山中 while the mountain is closed, this ni tells us there's going to be a verb afterwards while this is closed. 登る to climb. So letting them climb it while it is closed. のは because this is a verb, we need to have, or we need to make it into a noun before we use a particle は to put it as a topic or a framework here. 登るのはいい. So it's fine to let them climb the mountain while it's closed. Why don't we just let them do this? いいとして we make that decision. Why don't we just let them climb it while it's closed? And then 遭難の際. 遭難 is disaster or accident. の際 is when something happens. 遭難の際は and when they get in trouble. 実費で so 実費 is at your own price. You have to pay for it. 実費で救援 this is another word to mean like aid. 救援を呼ぶ So to call for aid, what are we calling for aid? That's what this O tells us. QN is what we are yobuing here. Calling for aid. Ka? Shinu ka. So yobu ka. When we have two kas here, these are ors. So to call for aid or shinu, which is to die. And then erande hoshii. So our verb is erabu, which is to select or to choose. When we put the te form on our verb and then add hoshii, we want people to do this verb. So we want them to choose whether they can call for help at their own cost or die. So why don't we just let them climb the mountain while it's closed? And when they get in trouble, and we can let them choose whether they want someone to come and save them and pay for it, or just die. We got someone cooking here. 登山を強行しましたって、これが我々日本人の腐ったところであり、この向こう道を本当に改めないと絶対に状況は改善しない。何もしないで見送ってんじゃねえ。力ずくで止める努力をするか、少なくともささっと警察を呼べ。So most of the comments thus far have been chewing out foreigners who disobey the rules. This guy's chewing out Japanese people, so let's hear what he has to say. So, 登山を強行しました。So this is the quote that they said. Oh no, they forced their way in to climb the mountain. で、これが我々日本人の腐ったところであり。This thing here,This is a problem. This is what's rotten about Japanese people. This is a problem, a huge issue that Japanese people have. この向こう道を本当に改めないと if we do not fix this lack of doing something, 向こう道 not doing something, 絶対に状況は改善しない. Our situation will never get any better. 何もしないで見送ってんじゃねえ. What are you doing, not doing anything, and just watching them? This jane implies like, you should not be doing this. Don't do this. So, 何もしないで見送ってんじゃねえ. What are you doing, watching them and not doing anything? 力ずくで止める努力をするか. You have to put effort in to stop them forcefully, or 少なくともさっさと警察を呼べ. At the very least,Call the police on them. 各国の大使館にも通告した方がいいと思います。閉山期間の富士山への登山は不法侵入に該当し、遭難した場合は日本政府及び自治体は責任を負いませんし、救助活動もしませんって。各国の大使館にも通告した方が良いと思います。Now this yoi could be e as well, written.You can read it either way. Normally you'd read it as E, not yoi, but you could. So, 各国, each country, no, something of each country. 大使館 would be the embassy, so the embassy of each of these countries, of these foreigners who are breaking their way into the mountain. にも, also two particles here, also two. These embassies of each country. 通告 would be to report, and then 通告する is our verb, and we're putting that in the past tense to attach it to 方がいい. And 方がいい is literally the way of doing this is good, but when we put it in the past tense, that kind of means like it is better to do this, or we should do this. And then と思います tells us this is something that someone is thinking. So, I think we should report these people to each of their respective embassies. 閉山期間 so the period while the mountain is closed. 閉山期間の富士山への登山 So, this no actually connects to 登山 here, but we kind of just have to know that. 富士山への So if we want to say to Fujisan and connect two nouns, but also have a direction, we use e no instead of ni no. Ni and no can't be used together. But Fujisan e no tozan, climbing to Mount Fuji, climbing up to Mount Fuji. So, climbing Mount Fuji while the mountain is closed, wa 不法侵入 we've seen this before illegal trespassing に該当し該当する is corresponds to or it basically falls under. So climbing Mount Fuji while the mountain is closed should fall under illegal trespassing. This suru we put as shi to just be another way of saying like a te form. This and 遭難した場合 So 遭難した場合 is when or in the case where someone has run into an issue or gets in trouble. It's an accident. は日本政府 or 日本政府 the Japanese government および a fancy way of saying like と and 自治体 which is like self-governing bodies or like municipalities, etc. は責任を負いませんし So the Japanese government and the self-governing bodies or municipalities will not, with this ません 責任を負う So 責任 responsibility を負う to bear responsibility or bear the burden in the negative. They will not bear any responsibility. し it's giving our reasons. And then 救助活動もしません So 救助活動aid activities, relief efforts, saving efforts to save people も also those しません suru in the negative mas form we are not going to. Then this te is kind of like saying like と言います we're gonna say that all of this right here. So climbing Fujisan while the mountain is closed corresponds to illegal trespassing, and if you get in trouble, the Japanese government, municipalities, self-governing bodies are not going to bear any burden for that, and we are not going to save you. 見てねで通報しろよ Don't watch them, just turn them in. 日本での遭難は無料で救助してもらえると海外の初心者登山者には人気だと聞いたことがあります。本当に I've heard that Japan is popular for beginner mountain climbers from other countries because if you get in trouble in Japan, they will save you for free. I don't know if that's true, but that's what they're saying here. So. 登るべき山ならちゃんと調べてから来てください。しかも私が登るべき山ってなんで上から目線なの If it's a mountain that you must climb, why don't you come after having done your research proper? And not only that, a mountain that I must climb? Why are you so high and mighty? Who do you think you are? こんなのがスペインじゃガイドやってるんだ。This kind of person is a guide in Spain. Now the implication here is, oh, in Spain, they let this slide, they let this happen. So, as someone, a language teacher who deals a lot with foreign relations, helping people understand different cultures, I just like to warn my students about stuff like this. Like, doesn't matter what you think, you are a representative of you, your group, your family, your people, whatever. And your actions will have consequences. So it doesn't matter what stereotypes there are. I always ask, are you making them worse or are you making them better? And if you aren't making them better, you should probably work on yourself. いいんじゃね? 遭難してもレスキュー呼ばないで勝手に死ぬなら。What's wrong with that? As long as they're going to die by themselves and not call rescue if they get in trouble. Now this いいんじゃね is a more slang version of いいんじゃない which is like, isn't that fine? But it's kind of like another way of saying like, who cares? Like that's the way it is, right? Like, there's no problem with that. No issue here. They can just not call for help and then die. スタッフはなぜその場で死刑にしなかったのか理解に苦しむ Why didn't the staff member give them the death penalty right then and there? I struggle to understand. So, how'd you do? I'd love to hear your opinions on whether I should go deeper into the grammar and vocab or just kind of take it easy. Please let me know in the comments, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. ありがとうございました。またね。